Hello everybody, how are you? My name is Chef Rob and Chris is here with us today. We have a great menu for you to make all spring long. This is really good. Some rustic chicken meatballs with a piccata sauce, and I'm going to put them over some egg noodles. You can always do rice too as well. And then salmon tacos, salmon, one of my favorites. And you're going to love salmon tacos if you make this one. And then also a lemon crumb cake with a lemon glaze on it. Yum, really good. So let's start making the chicken piccata meatballs, okay? I am just going to turn on this burner just to kind of get it started, just a little bit.
Emily said, hello, Chef Rob and Chris. Hello.
Hello, Emily. How are you? I hope you are doing well. So let me just start getting some of the mixture together. We're going to use some Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to take about a 1/4 cup freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Let's put that right in here. Also going to add in a little bit of panko, about 3/4 of a cup of panko. Panko is the Japanese breadcrumb, very crunchy. Okay, will hold a real good crunch if you're making chicken or fish, anything like that. So about 3/4 of a cup. We're going to take 1 whole egg. Crack that right in here. If anybody has any questions, comments, please let me know. Also going to take about 4 cloves of fresh garlic. Just smash that up and add that right into the mixture.
Candy said hi from Connecticut.
Hello, Candy. How are you? I was at your old library yesterday.
Monmouth County Library said, hello, Chef Rob and Chris from beautiful Monmouth County. Looking forward to making today's recipes.
Hello to Monmouth County. You guys are wonderful. I hope you're all doing good there. So I am just chopping up this fresh garlic right here. Okay, we have the panko and the Parmesan in there already with the egg. Also going to add in a little bit of salt and pepper. Now this over egg noodles would be great, over a little bit of rice, or just as even like an hors d'oeuvre. This recipe here will feed about 6 or 7 people. Okay, so I'm just going to get this garlic in here just like this. Okay. Put that in there. A little bit of kosher salt, a little bit fresh ground black pepper. And then a little bit of lemon zest. Lemon is always in piccata. So I'm going to add in some lemon right here. About 1 tablespoon. So this is a medium-sized lemon, so I'm going to go a little bit more than half. And that will be good for this here. But if you really like your lemon, add a little bit more. Not so much on the lemon, a little bit less, and it will be all good. Go ahead, Chris.
Marion said hello from Canada.
Marion from Canada. Where in Canada are you, Marion? And can I ask, how did you find out about this class? And so I am zesting this up here. What you want to do is just kind of mix this around with a fork, okay? And then you're going to add in the chicken meat. You can add chicken meat or you can add in ground turkey. Either one would work well for this, okay? You don't want to over mix the meat because if you do, it becomes a little bit tighter of a meatball.
She's actually it's Marion from Oyster Bay.
Marion, what are you doing in Canada? Mary, I knew you were away, that's right. And I'll be at your library next week, won't I?
Yeah, she said she's there just right now.
Oh, well, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Okay, so let's just mix this up right here. Just get it combined. And then we're just going to add in the ground chicken.
And apparently it's her birthday today.
Well, everything, Marion. Birthday, Canada. What else? I'm going to drizzle just a little bit of olive oil right in here, okay, just a little bit, and then I'm going to add in the ground chicken. Always get rid of that bowl right away because what you want to do is not to contaminate anything. So happy birthday, Marion. I hope you have a great birthday. Okay, so again, we don't want to overmix this. We just wanted to get it where it's combined. Then we're going to start rolling them. Now, what's really good about this is if you want cocktail meatballs, you make a lot of mini ones. If you want really big ones and just give everybody 2, you could do it that way as well. Okay. So have a little bit of olive oil in the pan. We're going to sear them for about 4 or 5, maybe 6 minutes, depending on how big I do make these. And then when they're done, we're just going to put them to the side. And then we're going to start making the piccata sauce. Okay. So I'm going to start rolling these. I know that oil is just about hot. So let me add this in here. Just a little bit more. And I want to get the crumbs from the bottom of the bowl right here without working it too hard. Okay, perfect. And now I will start rolling these and just dropping these in. If you need to do these in 2 different batches, just go right ahead and do it that way.
I do have to let you know that we just hit 2,000 followers on our page.
2,000! Wow, who was the lucky winner?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if you could tell. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for following my page. And everybody, please take a look at all the different libraries that are on here. Check out all the different virtual things that they do at their library. And if you are ever by that library, whatever is on there, please stop in and say hello to them, or take out books, or go to a show, or whatever it may be. Some of them do concerts, and they have the yoga. So the libraries do a lot for the community.
Emily asked if you could scoop out the balls.
Oh, absolutely, Emily. And how are you, Emily? More importantly. So I'm just rolling these and just going to get a nice sear on these here.
And Gail also said she was not able to, or she didn't find the list of libraries that are hosting the Zoom program for the 30th. Those libraries, we are posting the list this weekend. It should be up tonight. So just look on there and you'll be able to find it. We just haven't posted it yet.
Yeah, so everybody, on April 30th at 1 o'clock, we are doing a spring brunch. And Chris will put up all the different libraries. There's about 15 libraries on there. And we will do blueberry scones with an orange drizzle. And then we will also do a stuffed French toast with strawberry preserves and mascarpone. So you can look at all the libraries, give them a call, and they will send you the Zoom link. And if they're all full, just call the next library on the list, okay? All right. Just about done rolling this. I have about 4 or 5 more just to roll here. So our next virtual food festival is on May 25th at 6:30. So it's during the week, because now the weather's getting nicer. People on the weekends want to be outside, outdoors, so we're switching it over to evening. Just like what we did last year. And it seemed to work out well. Go ahead, Chris.
Gail said, thanks, Chris. Problem is, some only want their own patrons, and some are already full. Yes, that is true for some of them, but that's why we're posting a list so that you can contact other libraries. And some of them may open it to other people out of the library if we get close to the program and there isn't a full sign-up for their library. So if there's ones that are full, maybe someone drops out of it, so you can always check again.
Okay, so I have all these chicken meatballs in here just like this. Okay, again, want to get a nice sear on it. You can see this one here starting to get a nice coloring on here. I'm going to turn that over in a minute. Now, we're not going to cook them all the way through because we want to make sure that when it simmers in the sauce, it will finish cooking then and it doesn't overcook. Okay.
Emily asks, what time is the Zoom on April 30th?
It is 1 o'clock, Emily. 1 o'clock it is. Okay. So I am just going to take these meatballs and start turning them over. Just want to get a nice coloring on here. So everybody, again, coming up in a few minutes, we're going to do the salmon tacos. And if you like salmon, please make these tacos so good. And you could always, all these recipes here, except for the cake, you could split in half, okay? Because the cake, it's only got one egg in it, so you can't split that in half. And some of the meatballs just kind of bring towards the center, because if the pan overhangs the burner itself, what'll happen is they'll cook a little unevenly. So you want to shuffle them around a little bit, okay? So it's actually a pretty good day out. A little bit windy, but nothing too bad. Okay. Gonna let that go. I'm gonna take a little bit, while this is cooking, a little bit of fresh parsley and just chop that up, because at the very end, that is what I need to do for this here. So just chop this up really good. Wash it really well. Soon we'll have our local herbs and we'll have our local vegetables out. We always try to go to the little farm stand and support them. Okay, it's a very tough life, and they need the business, and there's nothing like the local produce. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this to the side. Now I have some capers right here. Capers I'm going to add into the sauce in a little bit. Okay, they are green flower buds, and they're from a caper bush. They're used in a lot of Mediterranean cooking, and they have a lemony tang to it, almost like a little sour and salty flavor.
Christine said hi. Will this be on Facebook later? Yes, this will be on our page for another few years, most likely.
Few years.
Then Merrill said hi. How much chopped meat are you using?
I am using about 1.25 pounds. It might be a touch more. That's it. Okay, and I made nice sized meatballs here, but they're gonna make again. This will feed 6 to 7 people, because they are very, very big meatballs here. Okay.
She
So
said
let them
okay.
finish cooking. Go ahead, Chris.
She said okay. Thank you.
You are welcome. So in the meantime, while everything is cooking, the meatballs and that, let's slide over and just kind of start on the tacos. Okay. So I have some beautiful salmon fillets right here. Okay, there is the wild, there's the farm raised. The wild is a better tasting one. But then again, there are a lot of different people that have different opinions on what is the better salmon. But health-wise, the wild is definitely better. We're going to make almost like a little marinade for this, okay? And we're going to kind of brush it all over the salmon. So while the meatballs are cooking, let me get some of the marinade together. I'm just going to put it in a bowl right here. I want 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're just going to take, I have some fresh squeezed lime juice, so about 1 tablespoon of lime juice. A little bit of cumin, so about 2 teaspoons worth of cumin. And I'm just going to kind of sprinkle that in here. Cumin will give it a nice smoky flavor. Just a little bit of garlic powder, so about 1 teaspoon's worth of garlic powder. And then we want some kosher salt, the coarse salt. Add that right in here. And I'm just going to kind of, you can take a whisk, you could take the fork, just kind of mix it around really, really well, okay? You can really smell that smoky flavor. All right, let me just go back to the meatballs a second here. And everybody tell your friends, your family to watch the video. They can watch it at the library that is on right now, and it will be kept up there. And as I always tell the libraries, I say, use these and do a day in the library where you show these videos as well and hand out the recipes. So you can use this different ways, because not everybody does have Facebook. And I know some libraries have taken me up on that offer and have started doing that, and they're getting a really nice turnout. So give that a whirl. Okay, so these will take a little while just because they are on the larger side. You want these to finish at 165 degrees, okay? So very, very important. Chris, I'm just going to turn on my grill right here. This grill right here, the brand is called All Clad. It is a phenomenal grill. It works really, really great. I'm going to take this marinade here and just kind of put it all over here. And now I'm just going to kind of rub this all over the salmon fillets. Okay, turn it over as well. Now I did pat these dry because you do want to pat them dry just to kind of get it a nice sear to it. Okay, so I am just going to flip these back over. I'm going to wait for my grill to get nice and hot. I'm going to take a little bit of kosher salt and just kind of put some right on the outside of these salmon fillets. Salmon actually has not gone up terribly as the other foods have. They have gone up, but nothing like a lot of the other foods. So typically you can find a really good salmon fillet around the $9.99 a pound. That's typically what I see for a nice salmon fillet. Okay, so I try to get a nice sear on these all around. Okay. And if you like piccata, that type of sauce, you're going to really like this meatballs. There's something different to do with it than the traditional chicken piccata or veal piccata. So in a minute, what I'm going to do is just put them right into this bowl. You can put them on a plate, a bowl, and leave them on the side. And then we're just going to start making the sauce. I'm going to need a few more cloves of garlic. And with the garlic, I'm just going to smash about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. And this is getting ready to make the sauce. Now, so our next virtual class is this Tuesday night. We're at the Taft Public Library in Massachusetts. So anybody out there wants to do a Zoom class, please call that library and you are allowed in and they will send you the recipes. Oh, just chop that up. I'm going to leave that right to the side. I am going to take those meatballs out now and start making the sauce. So you can see how these are nice and seared just like that. Perfect. I'm just going to take this off here. Yes, so even when you make a traditional Italian meatball, the less you work the meat, the more tender it's going to be and not as tight, okay? So try not to play with it too much. Okay, I'm going to use the same skillet here. I'm going to use about 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm going to add that right into the pan. And the garlic that I just chopped up, that is going to go right in here with the butter. And I'm just going to cook this about 30 seconds. I just want it to soften a little bit, that's all. Just going to reduce that down just a little bit because I don't want the butter to turn brown. I don't want it to burn. And when you're making this, always try to have everything set up and it will go nice and smooth for you. All right, I'm going to add in about 1 tablespoon of flour now. And I'm just going to cook that for about 30 seconds. And butter and flour, that makes a roux. Typically that is a thickening agent if you were making gravy or making soups, anything like that. We're going to need 1.5 cups of a low sodium chicken broth. And the reason we're using a low sodium chicken broth is because you're going to be reducing this down, so the salt is going to really come out towards the end. So doing a low sodium chicken broth will help really, really well. So I am just going to take this 1.5 cups right here. I'm pouring it right in here. And I'm just going to kind of whisk this around. You want to get those little bits from the chicken meatballs on the bottom because that just has really, really good flavor. And you can see with the butter, it just starts to give it that like kind of creamy look to it. Okay. I'm just going to cut up a lemon. And you can use up to a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit here. I'm going to add in the capers. So we're adding in about a 1/4 cup of the capers. A lot of times when I'm doing a chicken piccata, I will actually chop them up because when they're on your plate, they will actually, they kind of roll around and they're easy to catch if you give them a quick little chop to them. What do you got, Chris?
A few people saying hello.
Well, hello to you as well. How are you?
Let's see, we got Robin said hi, Donna said hi, and Aunt Prudy's watching.
Well, hello to all of you. Yes, I hope everybody is doing well out there. So you can see, look at this. It's coming to look just like a regular piccata sauce, right? I got to add in the lemon juice. So I am just going to take some gloves and I am just going to squeeze it through my fingers here. I am going to take the salmon though in a second and throw that on the grill because the grill is nice and hot. Okay, so I'm squeezing this right through my fingers here. Okay, I am catching any pits. I only have one juicer and I have it on my other table for my lemon cake. So, Chris, I am using your gift.
Wonderful.
And again, with the lemon, just check it for your taste, okay? Everybody's taste is so different if you like a lot of lemon or not.
Michelle asks, could you make the piccata sauce without the capers? If so, what could I replace it with?
I would just say make a lemon wine butter sauce if you're doing it over chicken or something like that. Maybe a little bit of artichokes, maybe a little bit of baby spinach in there, but that would be really it, okay? No real substitution for the capers that way. If you just like that lemon butter wine sauce, just make it like I did without the capers. Okay, so I am going to finish these off by putting the meatballs back in here. And we're just going to turn them every once in a while. We're going to let these cook for a little while, probably about 7-8 minutes. And I'm also going to add in about 3 tablespoons of butter. And what that's going to do, it's going to give it a nice creaminess, a nice richness to this. And this will make a really nice dinner.
Emily said I could use cornstarch.
You could use cornstarch. If you take cornstarch and a little bit of water, mix it up, that will be a nice thickening agent as well, okay?
Michelle asks, what is this dish good with, pasta or rice?
Pasta, rice. I'm going to put it over some egg noodles in a little bit, but rice would be perfect with it, okay? So we're going to let this reduce down and cook together, and you can see what this looks like, and we're just going to keep flipping the meatballs so this way they get all the way cooked through. And this is really, really beautiful. Let me throw that salmon on. I want to start cooking the salmon.
Michelle said good. I like egg noodles too.
Yeah, egg noodles are good. Okay, so let's take the salmon that I have here. I have 3 nice pieces. This grill, nice indoor grill. We'll let you sear it really good. When I don't need to use the other side, I don't have to clean it, so why not just use the one side here? And we'll just let these meatballs just keep coming around here. Go ahead, Chris.
Donna said, Rob, just want to let you know, the biscuits we made the other afternoon at the Comstock Library turned out delicious.
Wonderful, that's great. We made some Parmesan herb biscuits, right? I'm so glad you made them. Thank you. And I hope you're doing well. It was so good to see you, as always. I'm going to cut up a little bit of red onion. Just going to thinly slice this. I just take the little ends off. Just going to use about half of it. Because I'm the only person in the house that eats salmon, so I will be the one enjoying the salmon tacos. Chris, chicken meatballs?
Maybe.
All right. So I am thinly slicing the red onion, and I'm just going to leave this all to the side. I'm going to use some yellow pepper and a little bit of red pepper as well. The difference, just with the colors, just makes it look really pretty for summer, spring, any time of the year like that. Make sure you get all those seeds out and any of that white part that may be lining up in there. And you can always have a thermometer to check the meatballs to see when they are done. But they are really starting to coat the meatball right now really, really nicely. And if you wanted to right now just add the spinach in there, artichokes, you want to change it around like that, you certainly could do that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to slice this up pretty thin too.
Marilyn asks, "Hi Chef Rob, when are you making Irish shrimp?"
Marilyn, and I get everything about that little joke. Marilyn and I were emailing this morning, and yeah, Marilyn, Irish shrimp, huh? Boy, you gotta send me a check for that. Communication, right?
Emily said,
Thank you, Marilyn. You're wonderful. You're funny. You're great to work with. Love you.
Emily said, "Looks yummy," and Aunt Prudy said, "Yummy."
Great, thank you. Everybody, the red, yellow, and red onion going right in this bowl right here. I'm just going to drizzle just a little bit extra virgin olive oil in here.
Emily said, "Going to make it tomorrow because I have all the ingredients."
Emily, you're like you. Whenever I make it, you're making it the next day of that, and thank you for doing that. I think that's just super. Your family's eating pretty good. Okay, so we have these peppers and onions all mixed up, has a little salt, a little pepper, and I am going to use the other side of the grill, so I'm going to put this right on here and just kind of char these peppers and onions up. Make sure you get everything out. The salmon typically will take about 4 minutes per side, but every piece of salmon's a little bit different. I'm just going to flip this right now.
Fran said, "This is making me hungry."
Me too, and I have to wait till it's done. But then again, you have to go probably shopping to make this, right? See, so everybody, you can see this piece of salmon is lower than this one here. So this one is going to have to come off a minute or so later, okay? Just going to leave that right on the side there. And the peppers and onions, just every once in a while, just kind of give them a little toss just like that, all right? I'm going to get the egg noodles from in the kitchen that we have. So I'm just putting some of these in the bowl right there. And these meatballs are just about done. And as you cook it, it will become a nice, rich sauce. I'm just going to kind of tilt the pan and show you the sauce that it is right now. Okay. This would be one that I could do in the library. I think this one I could do this for people at the library. Marilyn, what do you think? Irish chicken piccata meatballs with penne shrimp on the side. What do you think? Okay, I'm just going to take these meatballs right here. Just going to put it right over these egg noodles. Like that. And I'm just going to leave this sauce on the side and some of the meatballs on the side. And now you would just finish this with just a little bit of chopped parsley on there. And your chicken piccata meatballs are all done.
Marilyn gave a thumbs up.
Thank you, Marilyn. Always like a thumbs up. Okay, let's get back to these peppers and onions right over here.
And Donna said, "Yes, definitely make them at the library."
I will. I am working on that. I would like to do it. Sometimes certain dishes are great virtual. Some are really good in the library, but sometimes you can do them both. Either way. Okay, so while these are still both cooking, let me take out my soft tortillas. Now these tortillas, what I like to do with these is just kind of throw them on the grill right before I'm about to eat them. And I'll put out 2 of them. And I just want to get some charred marks on there.
Joanne said, please make them at the library. And Gail said, beautiful.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, so I'm using some Queso Fresco. Okay, I'm going to take this out here. I kept it cold to the last minute. Don't want to pop the seal until you are ready to use it. This will spoil very, very quickly. So you want to get the smallest container as possible. Okay, it's a Mexican cheese, and it's from cows and goat milk, but it's very, very mild. A substitution could be feta or goat cheese for this too. So I'm going to leave this to the side because I'm going to put that on my tacos in a few minutes. Also need some avocado. Avocados, yes, they have been going up in price. But these here are some beautiful Hass avocados. And I'm just taking the knife, just going right along the pit right here. I bought these about 3 days ago. Put them in the brown paper bag with an apple. And about 2 days, they were totally done. Now a good way to get the pit out, just kind of take the knife and just kind of, whoop, I went a little too hard. And usually it will wedge right out. That pit broke right in half. Let me just get this salmon right here. I want to feel this. So this salmon fillet right here is done. So I am just going to take that and put that on a plate. I'm going to move the peppers and onions around just a little bit. And again, you're just trying to get a nice char on them. The salmon, this one just about done. I'm going to take this one off as well here. Okay, let's slice up some of this avocado. For the avocado, the way I like to do it is just cut it right down into thirds. And then if you just kind of go along the peel, you can just get it right out. Avocado, a fatty vegetable, but a very healthy fat. Eat one of these a day, and they'll be great for you.
The Monmouth County Library said, wow, looks like it smells great.
I like that. It looks like it smells great. How does it smell, Chris?
It smells good.
Good.
Yeah.
See, only good. See, the Monmouth County said it was great. And you're here live. All right, I am going to take that other salmon fillet off as well.
Yeah, this smells like it tastes good.
And this is just to where it is just about done, okay? Because as it sits, it will keep cooking, so you don't want to overcook it. So let me just finish this last avocado. I'm going to throw my 2 tortilla wraps on here. And just get a little coloring, a little charredness to it on this grill. I'm going to take the peppers and onions off. I'm going to put that right on that same plate as the salmon. So these peppers and onions are all done.
Monmouth County Library said, great tip on the avocados, cut then peel.
I love doing it like that. Yesterday I was at a library and I guess I went through a dozen avocados, and yes, it made it go very, very quickly by doing it that way. Okay, so the peppers and onions all done. I have my tortillas on the grill right here. Just getting them nice and charred. I'll flip them in a second. See how they're starting to get? Actually, I'll flip that right now. Okay. I'm going to take just a little bit of cilantro And I'm just going to give that a rough chop. Now, at the very end, if you wanted to put on a little bit of fresh lime juice, that would be great. Chris, can I put cilantro on here for you?
Sure.
You sure? Oh, yeah, because it's salmon.
And I'm not eating it.
Yeah, you're not eating it. Okay, let me assemble some of these salmon tacos. I'm going to turn this grill off here. Boy, does it warm up this area, this grill, huh? Are you warm?
Yeah. When you start turning on that AC.
Okay, look at these. Beautiful. Perfect like that. So, what you're going to do with the salmon is you could just kind of cut it into little pieces, just like that. Just kind of open it up, break it up like that. You can take a fork and do it too. This is so nice and tender. Oh, so good. Right there. Nice and moist. Okay. I'm going to start putting the peppers and onions on here. Boy, I'd love to have one right now, Chris, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a commercial, right? We should be able to do a commercial or something and come back. Everybody out there will be saying, that's not fair. We just have to watch. So a little bit of the peppers and onions on here. I'm going to take a slice of the avocado on each one. Actually, I'm going to, since they're going to be mine, 2 slices of avocado.
Ooh.
A little bit of fresh cilantro, each one. A little bit of the Queso Fresco. So you're just going to kind of crumble that up on here, okay? And again, if you want to put a little hint of lime juice on here as well, that goes really, really well. I'm going to take some of the salmon and put that right on here. I want to tell everybody about our next food festival, what we are doing. Again, that is May 25th, and it's at 6:30. So if you were to go out and get these at a restaurant today, I know you'd be paying the price for this, but look how easy it is to make and how beautiful it is. So this here is our grilled salmon tacos with avocado and lemon, and yellow peppers, and red peppers, and our chicken piccata meatballs over egg noodles.
Emily said, I like sour cream. Can I use it on it?
Oh, absolutely. Guacamole, sour cream, cheese, you know, too much. I don't want too much cheese because, well, I'm going to use this here, the Fresca, and we're going to put that on here. That is what I'm using as the cheese, okay? So I hope you will make these here.
Steve X, do you normally marinate the salmon longer?
Maybe give it a half hour or so. You don't want to over marinate the fish because it will get soft and kind of break apart.
Susan said, I've looked on the websites of several libraries. None have posted the recipes. Any idea which ones have? Some of them might not post it. You might have to actually register. So if you contact the library, any of them, they should be able to send it to you. Let's see. Emily said, yummy. And Comstock Library said, delish. Yummy.
Thank you so much. I was at the Comstock Library the other night. That's where the Parmesan herb biscuits were. So Chris, if you want to zoom in on this right here, okay, and then I am going to slide around to the other side. Okay, so everybody over here, we are going to start making a spring lemon cake, and it has a lemon crumb topping with a lemon glaze. So if you're going to eat this, you better like lemon, okay? Lemon and spring just go really good together. So let's take 1 full cup of sugar. And in baking, you need to have the full amount of everything, but you need it nice and level there. Just want to make sure it's, yeah, okay, nice and soft there.
Linda said, looks delicious. And Prudy said, I love salmon. And Emily said, hello, Chef Rob.
Hello, and thank you to everybody. Thank you. So we have 1 full cup right here of the sugar. 1 stick of room temperature butter. Should be just like that, where it's nice and soft. Okay, we're just going to drop this in the bowl with the sugar. And then we're going to have to beat this for about 2 to 3 minutes because we got to get it really light in color and kind of get all the air out. Okay, so we're going to turn this on, so it may be noisy, and I guess I could still talk over it. So let's see, July is also another food festival. If I remember right, it will be July 25th, I think it is, Chris?
I believe so.
July 25th, 6:30. And we will do a stuffed zucchini boat with Parmesan cheese and cherry tomatoes. I know a lot of people always, when I go to the libraries, they say, do you have any zucchini recipes in that? Because their garden is just packed with zucchinis. So I said, let's do a zucchini recipe. And then also we're going to do a summer green onion and chicken lettuce wrap. So it's an Asian wrap. And then we're going to do an indulgent raspberry chocolate chip banana bread. You will really love that one.
Sid said, hi, Chef Rob, from the chilly Chicago area.
It's still chilly there, huh? Yeah, you know what, Sid? It's still, it's what, about 48 here today, Chris? 49?
It was in the 50s today.
It was 50s?
Yeah.
I guess the wind made me think it was still the 40s. So you let this just go for about 2 to 3 minutes. You do want to have your oven preheated to 350. You want to take a 9x5 loaf pan. The darker the loaf pan, the darker the outside of your cake or bread will be. Okay. You want to give it a quick spray. As I'm doing this, I'm just going to kind of take it. And you're going to see how I just kind of take the spray and just lightly hit it. Okay. Because you don't want to taste spray. So you just need it to where it won't stick. Another trick that you can do is put a little parchment paper in here as well and have a little piece hanging over, and you just kind of lift it out. That works really, really well. So this will take about 60 to 70 minutes. Now, I did one earlier, and everybody's oven's a little bit different. Everybody puts it on a different setting, but mine took closer to the 70 minutes, okay? I always put a sheet of aluminum foil on the rack above to prevent those crumbs from not getting too dark, okay? All right, this is coming together. It is nice and light in color, which is what I want. So I'm actually just gonna stop this. I'm gonna pop these off because I have to get all this batter out. And then we're gonna mix up our dry ingredients. So whenever we do the food festivals, that night is dinner is considered very early. So especially for a Saturday night, but dinner is early.
Not next month, though.
No, but dessert, we could save this for really later.
That's true.
Not next month? Oh, no. Now next month dinner will be very, very late, right? Okay, just take that all off. Let this to the side right here. Now we're just going to take the dry ingredients, 1.5 cups of the all-purpose flour, and just kind of spoon it right in here. You just want to kind of fluffy, but level it off like that. Now, I do a lot of hands-on classes at the libraries, and even though I say it, sometimes I will notice some people will have like a little dent in there just like that, and that really does make a difference, because if you have a dent in there, it means you don't have enough flour in there. So you do want to make sure you fill it and then make sure it's nice and level, just like that. Okay, you don't want it too dry, but you also don't want it too moist either. So we're going to do 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder as well. Baking powder will give it a nice rise to it. And then I'm just going to mix this up really well. So I have to put those beaters back on. I actually meant to continue that and put an egg in there. Have to add the egg to it. And a little bit of vanilla extract as well. So I need those beaters back on. But whenever you clean the electric mixer, unplug it, unplug it. Okay, so I'm going to add the 1 egg into the butter and sugar mixture. I want 1 teaspoon of the pure vanilla extract. Use this one right here, Chris.
Yes.
I meant to use this one. This one's almost finished. Okay, just put that in there. Gonna add in some lemon juice as well. So the lemon juice, we're adding in about a tablespoon's worth. So I'm gonna put this in this juicer right here. So possibly a half a lemon, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, maybe just a dot more. Again, it really depends how much lemon you really, really like. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to take some lemon zest. I have been going through a ton of lemons lately, like classes and virtually. So we're just going to grate in just a little bit lemon zest. And now we're going to turn this electric mixer on and just get that to where it is combined.
Emily asks, can I use the regular lemon juice in the bottle?
There's nothing like fresh, Emily. If you could do the fresh, it is better. Oh, my plug came out. The lemon zest is about 2 teaspoons worth that you wanted to add in there, okay? So we're just trying to get this combined. Always just kind of bring everything down to the center right here. Okay.
Emily said, I have lemon zest in the freezer.
Look, you just have everything ready, don't you? You're so good, Emily. Emily, I think I'm coming to your library soon. I think in another week or 2, if I remember right. We're going to bake something. Okay, I need a half a cup of sour cream. The full fat sour cream for this really does matter. Okay, so try to get the full fat sour cream. And I'm just going to spoon that in here to make sure I have the proper amount. And then we're just going to kind of rotate the mixtures until it is all combined. Okay. Just need a little something for my hands, Chris.
Joanna said, Chris, can you post the library so I can get the recipes, please? The other day we posted on our Facebook page, so if you scroll down a little bit, about maybe like 2 posts, you should see the list of libraries, and then any of those libraries you can contact, and they should send you the recipe.
And to all your libraries out there, if you want to post them, feel free. If you want to send it to the person asking to, please feel free too. Okay, so we're going to put in a little bit sour cream. Turn this on. Going to add in a little bit of the flour mixture. And we're going to always be scraping down the sides here. So we do have our oven preheated to 350. A toothpick will say when this cake is done. I'm going to add the sour cream. I'm going to add in the remaining sour cream. And then I will add in the flour as well. And now as soon as this batter comes together, we're just going to stop. And then we're going to pour it into the loaf pan. Then we're going to work on our crumb topping. But I have to get a little bit of cold butter out of the refrigerator. I need 4 tablespoons. So there is a lot of butter and a lot of sugar in this recipe, but as I always tell people, go for an extra longer walk when you make this cake. Okay, so this is nice and combined. I want to get all that batter off because it's all good cake. This will freeze really, really well. Okay. So I am just going to pour this in here. Make sure it's nice and spooned out level in here. Okay. You're going to put it towards the center to a little bit lower rack in your oven, not too high. 350, 70 minutes. And now I'm just going to kind of spoon this out here. And make sure you get everything off your spatula so you can go against the sides here. And then what I kind of do is just kind of lightly just drop it down in here. Okay. Okay, time to make the crumb topping. Thank you, Chris.
I was holding that in my
You have a
pocket.
great arm to the refrigerator.
I know, right?
You're unbelievable. He's also a magician, Chris.
I am.
All right, 4 tablespoons cold butter. Gonna dice it small. You want to make sure that the butter is nice and cold. That is gonna give it those nice bakery style crumbs. So we have food festivals in September, October, November, and December. So check your library for them. Okay. Okay, so 4 tablespoons. I want to make sure I get all the butter off here as well. I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup of flour and a 1/2 cup of sugar to this. So a 1/2 cup flour and a 1/2 cup of the sugar. And now I want to put in a little bit more lemon zest, so about 2 teaspoons of lemon zest. So I'm just going to grate that right in here. And then we're just going to crumble that with our fingers. And then it will become nice bakery style crumbs. Put it right on top. Going to put it in the oven. And then we're going to put a piece of aluminum foil on the rack above so those crumbs don't get too dark. Try that with everything you bake except for cookies, because cookies usually have 2 trays, and that top tray will act as the aluminum foil. When this comes out of the oven, let it cool for about 5 minutes and then put it on a wire rack. Go ahead, Chris.
Gail X, are you doing the virtual cooking baking camp this summer?
I am not doing that, Gail. You know what happened was so many are going back into person, and my calendar just really got away from me. So you didn't know how many were actually going to want to do it. So no, and I enjoyed that so much. I really did, and you know I think we had a lot of libraries and patrons that enjoyed it too, but didn't know if it was enough for everybody to join. So we decided let's do a food festival in the middle of the summer, and we'll see how things all play out, because you never know. We could be a lot virtual at some point again, or we could be all back in person. So we'll have to see how things all kind of go. So I'm just going to take this and make a nice crumble topping. When I do this in the libraries, I just give everybody some gloves, their bowl, and you just kind of go around and just kind of go like this. You can use a little pastry cutter, a fork, and mix it, but I kind of find doing it with hands on become nice crumbs.
Gail said that summer food festival sounds great also.
Thank you, Gail. So our May 20th, as I'm making this crumb topping, our May 25th food festival, it's a guacamole and tricolored tomato salad with lime, Baltimore lump crab cakes, and rhubarb and strawberry crisp. So that will be really, really good. I have been making that strawberry and rhubarb crisp since I was back in the restaurant days, and I know everybody will love it. So if you're going to make it with me, make sure you have some vanilla ice cream on the side. It's really good. Go ahead, Chris.
Sid said, I hope for hybrid for us in the other parts of the country.
Thank you, Sid. I know it. Yeah. I've enjoyed this tremendously doing this. We've met so many nice people from different states and all that, and you being one of them, Sid, and the Monmouth Library, the Detroit Public Library, and so many others. So, and of course, I have so many on Long Island here that just great to work with, and I'm glad to be back in person and seeing everybody. We have fun when we go to the libraries now, and we have a nice time. So these are just about getting there, maybe another 30 seconds. I'm just want to make sure you get to the bottom and just kind of make these in a nice, see these chunks like this? Those are going to be really beautiful bakery style chunks.
Emily asks, what time May 25th?
May 25th, 6:30. Okay, so these crumbs are done. So now what I like to do is take these, and I kind of like to bunch it together just a little bit like that, because then you can kind of break off these nice big chunks like that. These are the ones that kind of, when you go back and you look at the kitchen counter later, there's some of those big crumbs missing. And then we just have to make a lemon glaze for it, which is very simple, but really adds a lot to this cake. Again, this will freeze really good, so for anybody with the holidays coming up, and always want to wish everybody a happy Passover and a happy Easter. I know they're coming next weekend. So if you could see, this is fully loaded with crumbs just like this here. So let's make a glaze. I'm going to pop this into the oven. Go ahead, Chris.
Emily said, thanks. Yummy. Love those big crumbs.
I know you do. Okay, and now it's lemon glaze time. So you can use up to 1.5 cups of the confectionery sugar. If you don't like it as sweet, you can cut it into thirds, okay? So you don't have to put as much if you don't want. Okay, so let me just make a little bit of glaze right here. The powdered sugar, I'm going to add in some vanilla extract, so about 1/2 teaspoon. And then you want 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice.
Fran said, please keep doing some virtual. We get to enjoy more Chef Rob that way.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Fran. Fran, where are you from? I love to know where everybody's from. And everybody put in there where you are watching from, too. So I'm just rolling this lemon right here. I'm going to squeeze in some fresh lemon juice.
Nona said, I made 7-Up cake last night with a lemon glaze. So yummy, but I love crumbs.
Crumbs are good, right?
And Emily said, I just like to dust it with powdered sugar.
That's very good too. See, I'm just squeezing in the lemon juice here with the powdered sugar and the vanilla extract. Now, I'm just going to whisk this, and that will tell me if I need more, if I have too much, if I need it a little bit thicker. So if you take this and you kind of just drizzle that on there, that's probably going to be good. Maybe even a touch more powdered sugar, just so it really holds the glaze on there.
Fran said Plainview.
Plainview. Okay, Fran. Now, do you go to the Bethpage Library? Because I know I don't do adults at Plainview. Should I say Plainview or Plain Edge?
Plainview.
Plainview. I will be going to Bethpage coming up, so check that out. They usually do have some room there.
And some of the other places that people are from are Seaford, Belmore, Maryland, Huntington, someone said Long Island, Deer Park, Bigelow Library in Clinton, Massachusetts, West Islip, South Boston, Massachusetts, and someone said, I bought a juicer like yours. I like it a lot. Thanks.
Thank you. And yeah, Chris bought it for me. I forget when it was from, but back in Father's Day?
Sure. I don't remember.
So everybody, here is the glaze. So you could say, this is how you want it. You want it to almost be like a syrup. And now you're going to take this, and this is the cake that I made earlier. And I am just going to drizzle this all over here. You can always take a little, put this in a squeeze bottle and do it, but you know what? Just like this with a spoon works out just as good. And what's good about this is, again, you can make a third of the recipe for the glaze and not have it as sweet. Not everybody likes it so sweet, but then again, some people just live at Cinnabon, right?
We also have, let's see, Oakdale, West Islip. Sid said I'm located on my sofa. And West Babylon.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Heather X, do you go to the Monmouth County Library?
I don't. I just virtually, but you never know. They're also wonderful there. Someday I have a feeling I will make a trip there, and we will try to get something together. So you never know. I hope so, though. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So this is our spring lemon cake with a lemon crumb topping and a lemon glaze. And then I am just going to swing over. I'll let Chris go over to the dishes we made already. So say goodbye to the cake. The salmon tacos and the chicken piccata meatballs right here, and some extra on the side.
Someone asked, where did you get the juicer from, or what brand juicer?
I don't know what brand that is. I don't think I don't think
there was a brand, but it washed off.
Okay, if you just look up juicer, and they sell the lime ones, the lemon ones, and
they'll
great.
work the same.
You get more lemon or lime for your money than the old hands. Okay, I promise you. So everybody, if you want to watch the spring brunch on Zoom, check out our Facebook page. It's Simply Creative Chef Rob. Check out probably later tomorrow, and Chris will have up all the 15 libraries that are doing it. Okay, and they would love for you to come to the library because virtually, and it's from a lot of different states that we have it. So that's really fun too. Any questions or comments before we go? And if not, again, happy Passover and happy Easter to everybody out there. Anybody, Chris?
Bunch of people saying thank you.
You're so welcome, and it's been a lot of fun. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.